expressions and results. Because friends, I already sent you one file in the material. You can just download the file. I hope everyone finds the file names expressions assignment. Can you all please confirm whether you are downloading, whether you are filing, whether you are finding the file? Yep. Please download the file as app, and you can participate in the chat box for the answers of these questions. Okay, I've given you so many expressions. Okay, now you start. Please start giving me the answers for this. Equal to 10. If I write in a cell, what is my answer? You can start putting in the chat box. The answer is 10 because you can enter numbers directly in the formula. Equal to 7 if I write in the cell, then what is my answer?
Saran.
My answer must be name error
Saran.
equal to, okay, Saran. Name error is correct answer. Equal to Saran in double quotation. What must be my answer? My answer must be Saran. I request everyone to participate. My answer must be Saran because in a formula I can enter text in the double quotation. There is no problem. Equal to 700, though number and text combination is there, but still this is not covered in a double quotation. I cannot enter text directly into the formula. Still my answer is name error. Equal to 10 in double quotation. What is my answer? My answer is 10, but which is a text. How do you know that it's a text? It will be into the left alignment. If I write equal to true directly in the cell, okay, yesterday, as I told you, number Boolean values can be entered directly in the cell, right? I think many people are giving me wrong answer for this. Your answer is true only. Equal to false, my answer is false only.
False.
Equal to in double quotation true, what is my answer? In this
True.
case, it is a Boolean value, sorry, text true. Try to understand. Equal to true. It is a text true because I have covered in double quotation. How do you know that it's a text true? By default,
Left
it is
side.
with the left alignment. Okay. Equal to A6. Because I am referring the cell value is 10, the same answer will come here. Equal to XFE 100. Are we finding a column names XFE? No. The last column is XFD. Okay. So XFE, there is no column in Excel. So I'll get a name error again. Don't confuse. Okay. Rules are very simple. See, last column is XFD. Last row is 10,48,576. Rules are very simple. Because it's a text, I have not covered in a double quotation, it's a name error. Equal to in double quotation A1, what is my answer? It is A1. Equal to 10 plus 20, we all know it, it is directly 30. Equal to 10 plus Saran, what is my answer? This time the answer is a value error because, okay, sorry, name error because I have not covered Saran with the double quotation, right? Okay, if I keep the Saran with the double quotation, then that becomes a value error. Try to understand the difference between these two. Now, in this case, my result is a value error because both items independently are correct. Numbers I entered directly, text I have covered with the double quotation. But these two arguments are invalid for this expression. That's the reason it's a value error. Very important things you must understand. Okay. Since text not covered with since text is invalid in case of arithmetic expression. I hope everyone understood the difference between these two, right? Now, can you tell me what is the answer in this case? Can you tell me what is the answer in this case? This is not value error. Don't confuse. Yesterday I have given you the rules. That's the reason you must need to understand the rules very carefully. Okay, don't confuse. When you are using the text, yeah, when you are using a number having a nature of text in the arithmetic expression, I told you this number will automatically convert into okay, this text will automatically convert into a number. This is an arithmetic expression, correct? Is this a text? Correct. Having a nature of number, correct. Then this will automatically convert into a number, then 10 plus 10, my answer is 20. Okay, then equal to A16 plus, sorry, plus 20. What is the answer, friends? Just now I told you A16 is 20 plus text 20 will convert into a number 20. My answer is 40 equal to 10 plus true. What's my answer? When you use the true in the arithmetic expression, that is 1. When you use the false in the arithmetic expression, that is 0. My answer is 11. Don't confuse. 25 into 28 plus 18 into 2. It's a little difficult because 25, though it's a text, because I'm using in the arithmetic expression, it automatically converts into a number. So instead of 28, let me put, okay, let me put 2. Okay, now tell me 25 into 2 plus 18 multiplication with 2. I think in our school days we learned about the bod mass theory. What is the meaning of bod mass? While you are calculating something in mathematics in the arithmetic expression, first you need to look into something which is in the brackets. Then you need to something which is into division. Then you need to look into something which is into multiplication. Then you have to consider the subtraction, then finally, sorry, addition, then finally subtraction. That is what the bod mass. So in this case, first it will take this, then it will take this. Then this is actually 25 plus 2 is 50, then 50 plus 11 is 61. Now friends, equal to 10 plus 2. Sorry, what is the answer? What is the answer in this case? It is a value error, correct, Vamshi? Because text I cannot use in the arithmetic expression because I have covered in the double quotation, it becomes a now 10 greater than 25. What is my answer? 10 greater than 25. It is false. It's false, right? Equal to Sharon, equal to Sharon. What's my answer? What is the answer? It is name error. You are still not following the rules because I have not covered something in the double quotation. Once I cover in the double quotation, then Excel formula will work. But in this case, leave about the formula. It is first of all, whatever the constant which I have given is wrong. Now, in double quotation, Saran, cross check whether Saran equal to Sharon. What is my answer? In this case, it is true. Now, Saran, cross check whether it is equal to Saran. In this case, it is false. Why? Sorry, true. Why? Because equal sign is not a case sensitive. So still your answer is true. No problem. For this, they introduced one more function is nothing but the exact function. Exact function is a case sensitive. Exact function is case sensitive. Right? Now, can you tell me what is the answer? Equal to Saran. Cross check whether it is equal to Saran space. In this case, the answer is false because Sharon will never equal to Sharon space, right? So even space is considered as one character. Can you please tell me what is the answer in this case? Can you tell me what is the answer in this case? It is false, absolutely. Why? Because number will never equal to the text. Okay, so it is false. Now, equal to 10, equal to in bracket 10 multiplication with 1. Is it true or false? Now it is true because first Excel will apply which is there in the bracket. So though it is a text, I am using in the arithmetic expression. This becomes a number. So I'm cross checking 10 is equal to 10, true. Okay. This is the way we, okay, check the expressions. Now friends, the last one, can you please cross check whether this answer is correct or wrong? Oh, sorry, what is the answer for this in this formula? If I put a formula 25 whole to the power of 1 multiply with 32 minus in double quotation 35 divided by 7 plus A19 multiply with 20 greater than 20. In this case, if I enter, what is my answer? Let us all remember the BODMAS theory. Okay, what is the BODMAS? B for brackets, O for off, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, S for subtraction. This is what the meaning of the BODMAS. Now, Excel will first calculate this part, right? Now, let me just take this. Yeah. Now, for this, my answer will be 25, okay, whole to the power of 1 is the first one. Then this is 25. Then it will multiply with 32. Then 35 divided by 7 is 5. Then this is 5. And A19 is basically how much? A19 is 61. Okay. Then 61 is 20 greater than or equal to 20? False. Then 61 into false 0. So 5 plus 0, 5. Then 25 into 32, let me put instead of this 32, let me put a small number so that you can calculate also very easily. Okay. Now, right, this is 5. Till here it's 5. Till here it's 5. Then this is 25. 25 into 2, how much? 50. 50 minus 5. Okay. I think this must be 45. Okay. That is the way it happens. So this is a small assignment based on our understanding how we followed yesterday about value types, right? I hope everyone are clear. Can I go ahead? Are you clear now with the concepts, basic concepts? Great. Okay. Now, yesterday we started talking about the autofill. Today, let me go a little more into the autofill so that we can understand how it is. And before even going into the autofill, I'm just saving this file and I'm closing. I'll send this with answers anyway again. Now, let me open one file, names day 4, right? Day 3. Now, yesterday we started looking into so many autofill features. Now, let us look into the autofill options. How generally an autofill works. Okay. Alpha HU autofill. 1020. Friends, if I drag it, by default, I'll get 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and so on. This is by default because there is a linear equation here. The same step value it is keeping and it is giving me a series. But once you drag the autofill, are you finding there are autofill options here, right? So Now I want to take the screenshot of it. Just give me one sec. Just give me one sec. Oh, okay. It's not coming. Fine. So this is what the autofill screenshot we call. In the autofill screenshot, we are finding so many items. Let us start looking into what are the items. By default, Excel is saying, Sharon, I'll fill the series. Do you want even you can put the copy? Okay. Once I click copy, then what will happen? 10, 20, 10, 20, the same thing will repeat. Now, let's look into the other options. Fill formatting only. Okay. Once you click fill formatting, now let's say, let us look into a case. This 1020 is having a background color. My intention is I want to drag the same background color. But even the values are coming, then you can click fill formatting only. Or else I want to put everything series but without formatting. Then flash fill. Flash fill introduced with 2013 version. I'll cover elaborately. Okay. Now these all are the options we have. For example, let us try to understand the concept of the date first, then we'll start going into this. Anyway, I'll explain the date a little later. Now, today's date is there, or else let me take 1st January 2019, then 2nd January 2019. Now, once I select these two and drag this, can you tell me what will happen? Dates will come. Now, once you keep here, because these all are, okay, dates related, you are giving me, so Excel is giving me so many options. Now, if I want, I can copy the cells. If I copy the cells, what will happen? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 will repeat. If I put fill format only, whatever the format for 1, 2, you will find here. If I fill without formatting, except the formatting, it will find here. Now, fill days. Okay, I'll explain you why the serial number is coming, because date is nothing but a serial number. Now, if I ask Excel to fill the dates, the same days will come. If I ask Excel to fill the weekdays, check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are not coming because weekends. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I drag it further, if you observe again, okay, now let me take only till 2. Now let me start dragging this down. Now let's look into this. If you put weekdays, these all are only the working days. If you observe 4, 7, then 11, 14, 12, 13 is missing because those are the weekends. If you want, you can fill only months. See, 1, 2 from the first month, 1, 2 from the second month, 1, 2 from the third month, 1, 2 from the fourth month, and so on. If I want to put, you can put years. Then can you tell me what will happen? 1st January 2019, 2nd January 2019, 1st January 2020, and so on. Now, if I put flash fill, then you will get the flash fill related. This anyway I'll cover little later. Okay, this is the way it happens. This is for the dates you are finding these many options. Now, let us look into that text related. If I put Jan, Fab, if I drag this down, now you are getting this. In the options, I'm finding very few. Copy, anyway, the same thing will repeat. We all know it. We know the meaning of series. We know the meaning of formatting only. We know the meaning of fill without formatting. We know the meaning of fill months because anyway, the same thing will come, right? So because it's a standard sets of data at the backend in the master data, you may be surprising whenever I put Monday, how Excel is keeping by default Monday, right? Now you can find that option. Go to the file, go to options. Now are you finding uh, advanced? In the advanced, once you come down at the bottom, are you finding create list for you for use in the sorts and fill sequence? Now check it out. Edit. Are you finding these all are the standard things in Excel? Okay. Though two times the same thing are coming, but these all are the standard list in Excel. Now, if you see this, Excel has given me something. What it is saying, let's go down and let's try to understand this text. Okay, let me take this screenshot. Friends, if you want to create your own list, okay, this is the place where you need to go. Okay, Control C. Now let us look into the advantage of this. Just keeping my cursor here, Control V. Especially the people who are into, chartered accountant profession or advocate profession, I'll give you a couple of tips. Now, if I go here, let's go to edit list. Now, let's say I'm giving my own sequence now. Now, let's say Sharon, Excelism, Vamsi, let's say Venkatesh. Just example sake. If I add this, what will happen? Now these are all four also list as per the Excel. Now if I click OK, if I go and write directly Saran, now if I go and start writing Saran, if I drag it, what will happen? Remaining four names will come automatically. You can start with anything. Even you can start with Vamshi, remaining three names will come automatically. That's the beauty of this. For example, if I'm working with any company where I need to prepare a couple of reports, maybe in my reports, let's say suddenly I need to have all the employee names on along with their okay number, employee ID, and along with their phone number and so on. If that is the case, it's very difficult. For example, let's say Sharon is there, or else let's put ABC. His ID is 01, ID-1. Then PQR is ID-2, then MNO, then ID-3, then XYZ, ID-4. Now, along with that, let's say city also what they belong. They belongs to Amaravati, maybe Chennai, maybe Bangalore, maybe Mumbai, right? And I want to know, okay, these four are the data sets. Next time, whenever I put ID-1, I should get their other details. What is their name and what is their thing and so on. Now, let me just put here, and this is what name, this is what ID, and this is what city, what they belongs to. This I want to keep it into my, okay, custom data. Is it possible? Absolutely, this is possible. Now, what I'm going to do, I need to go to the same path file tab, options. I can go to advanced and I can go down and go to edit list. Now, for me to type all these will take a lot of time, right? So, what I'll be doing, I'll keep my cursor here. I can even import the list. Now, let me select this list. Now, when I start asking Excel to import, Excel will start asking again two questions to me. Mr. Sharon, this is fine. Do you want to import each row as a separate list or each column as a separate list? Can you tell me whether I need to take each row or each column? Once I click, yeah, now I finding. Now, am I need to select the rows or columns? It's not the column, it is rows. Because if I consider the column, ABC, PQR, MNO, XYZ may be one list. ID1, ID2, ID3, ID4 is one list, which is wrong. I want to consider as a row. If I consider as a rows, ABC, ID1, Amaravati is one list. PQR, ID2, Chennai is other list and so on. Can I click OK? Yes. Now check it out. All four lists got added here. Now let me click OK. Now, what is the advantage of this? Now, for example, I kept ID here. Now, ID3 and ID2 and ID4. Now, I started doing some analysis on these people. I don't know what is their name and other thing. Instead of going into master data and getting the city and name, now I want to have a city, then name. Okay, then what I'll be doing, select this, simply drag it. That's all. Check it out. ID3, Bangalore, MNO. ID2, Chennai. ID for Mumbai. So when I have a huge data where the list is standard, then I think this is the best method. Friends, one more small clue here. Okay, in fact, logical point. You should not keep 1, 2, 3, 4 because in the custom list, numbers will not work because it will not have any sense. If I put 1, 2, if I drag it, okay, obviously I'll get 3, 4, 5 will come because in Excel, there's a linear equation, right? So don't keep the numbers, but you can keep whatever you want. For example, as a chartered accountant, I'm practicing and income tax act, okay, sections are there. For me, it is very difficult to learn all these, remember all these sections. Section with a description. Let's say section 1, IA Income Tax Act, section 1. Okay, let's say title IA hyphen section hyphen 2 definitions. Then IA hyphen section hyphen 3. Now assessment year. Now let's say IA hyphen section hyphen 32. Let's say depreciation. Let's say IA hyphen section hyphen 45. It's a capital gain. For example, what you can do, you can take the index of all the sections and you can import into the Excel. Now let's go to the file tab. Now let's go to options. Now let's go to advanced. Now let's come down, go to the edit list, and I'm just going and keeping my cursor here. Select this and let me just click OK. Hey, sorry, what happens? I'm sorry. I did not import, right? I'm a little fast. I'm sorry. Let's go to options. Let's go to advanced because it should ask the question whether you want to import row wise and column wise. I did not find that. So keep the cursor here, select this part. Now import. It's asking whether rows or columns. It's rows. Click OK. Click OK. Now fine. Now for example, next time, let's say suddenly I started working, one of my client got notice and in the notice there is a mentioning let's say section 32. I know that it's an income tax act. So suddenly if I want to know what is this section, what I can simply do, can anyone tell? I can simply drag or else down also. IA hyphen section hyphen 3. Now what I can simply do, I can simply drag down so that I'll get to know the section. Or else I can even go up also. For example, or else in other way around, let's say I kept depreciation. You don't keep the depreciation like this because the title is entirely different. Then drag this down. Excel will tell you which section it is. Other way around also. Okay. So actually it is meant for, custom list is meant for the sorting. Okay. And also like this. Now this is the navigation. To add the custom list. Okay. Now, what is that? File tab, then advanced section, then general group, category. In that, sorry, yeah, in that edit custom list. And what they said, create lists for use in the sorting and fill the sequence. Just now, whatever I have covered is filling the sequence. When I start talking about the sorting, how this custom list can be used in the sorting, I'll cover a little elaborate. Okay. Till here, if anyone having any question, please let me know. Okay. Now let's look into the feature called flash fill. In the autofill, if anyone having any question, please let me know. Okay, now let me control C. Let's do control V. One sec. Let me move this directly to the book 3. I'm just trying to move the sheet. How to move the sheet? You can just go here. Okay. You can go here. You can move the sheet. Then I want to move this sheet into book 3 here. Create a copy so that one copy will be there as well as here. Now let me close this. The problem is because a lot of changes are happening in 2019. It is okay. Yeah, now fine. Friends, this is what my Excel where I'm having a flash fill. Okay. Anyway, I'll take this into the sheet little later. Now let's concentrate into the flash fill. Flash fill introduced in 2013 version. Flash fill is a small artificial intelligence built in 2000 MS Excel. In 2013 version onwards, it is available. Navigation for flash fill. You can get the flash fill in 4 ways. I think one way I already covered. What is that? When you start taking anything down, and in the autofill options, you can find by default flash fill. That is one way. Autofill options, flash fill. Then other thing, ribbon menu. This is what the ribbon menu, home tab, editing group is this. In that fill drop down, let's go here. Sorry, let's go here. Sorry, this is the fill drop down. Okay, let's keep the cursor to know the name. Okay, this is a fill. Fill drop down, flash fill. Or else go to the ribbon menu, data tab, data tools group. This is what the data tools group, and this is a flash fill, right? These all are the 3 ways through which we can have the flash fill. Anything you can follow. What is an advantage of the flash fill? Let me cover. The advantage is very simple. As I told you, flash fill is a small artificial intelligence. Earlier days, if out of this text, if I want to extract first name, I used to write a very big function like left function within this, then find space in this text -1, give me the answer. So this is the very big formula I should write. The same thing if I want to extract the last name, my formula is much more bigger, right? Look into this total number of characters. I'll cover this later. Don't look into this. Just try to understand the concept, what I'm talking. So find space, sorry, underscore. Okay, from where this no substitute. Okay, substitute within this text wherever there is a space with underscore, second space, close the substitute, close the find, close the len, close the write function. See how big is the formula we should write? Check it out. To extract the first word, little smaller. To extract the last name, very big. If you want to put last name, then first name, the combination of these two will come, then the formula is much more bigger. If you want to extract the middle name, again the formula is much more bigger. Instead, what I can simply do, what the beautiful flash fill does, flash fill can predict, okay, based on the pattern. Now, if I give the first name, I've just given the answer, right? Then at the back end, now Excel started thinking in this way. Saran has taken the first word, okay, out of the previous column. It stores the pattern in the memory. When I'm trying to take for the next one also first word, now Excel will display the pattern what it understood. Mr. Sharan, you have taken the first word Margaret, and in the second you are trying to again take the first word. Now if confirming these two as a pattern, it will show us the preview. For all remaining cases, you want me to extract the first word, it has given me the preview. If I enter automatically, the values will come. Are you finding this what? The option that it has given a Margaret, right? Now, last name. If I take Rusk, Now, when I start taking the last name, yeah, I'll repeat. When I start taking the last name, it identified that Saran in the previous column, entire name is there, out of which you are taking the last word, and you are again trying to take the same thing. That means that's a pattern. So based on that, I am extracting these things. You want me to confirm. So once I click enter, Excel will confirm the same values. Now, for example, Rusk marker. Now at the back end, Excel started thinking, oh, Sharon has taken last word space first word. Now when I start taking the same answer for the next one, Excel understood the same pattern and it has given me the answer. When it is automatically giving, then what is the meaning of this navigation? I'll tell you. Every time Excel may not predict. Sometimes I'll ask Excel forcibly apply. I'll ask Excel to apply forcibly. For example, W is there. What is W? It is a middle name. A is there. Do you think Excel is predicting now? No, because only two things are there, and that too the pattern is very complex in this case because only one word is there. Even Excel may assume this is also the A, and when I put T, Excel may assume this is also the T. But W, okay, Excel understood that it's a middle. So when the complexity is more, Excel will not predict. Then I'll ask Excel, Excel, whatever you are thinking, you can directly put here, no problem. If it is correct, we'll go ahead, otherwise we'll ignore. You can go here, flash fill. Can I click OK? Once you click OK, based on the above two values, this flash fill will apply for the remaining cells. Check it out. Absolutely. Instead, even what is the other navigation I can use? I can go to, I can select these two, drag it, go here, flash fill. Otherwise, what is the other option I have? Go to the data, keep the cursor here, go to the data, click flash fill, it will give you automatically. Than this, I have not given here. Shortcut also is there for flash fill. Fourth, Control plus E shortcut. Let me open the shortcut masters. Apply flash fill. Okay, let's go here. Okay. So now what I need to do, I should just keep the cursor here. Control plus E. That is the way the flash fill happens. Till here, if anyone having any question, please let me know. Venkatesh, are you clear now? I think Vamshi. Yeah. No? Oh, let me explain you. Okay, you're fine now. Great. Now, not only for extracting, for example, what I'll do, I'll take something like this. Now, I want to have an abbreviation, short form. Yeah, Vinat, good morning. You just joined. I've seen you. Uh, Try to concentrate. Little concepts are over in last 40 minutes. Now, if I want to keep a abbreviation form or short form for this, what I do, A, W, R, sorry, M, W, R. Now, what is the next one? M, A, check it out. It understood. The beauty of flash fill, which saves hours and hours of our time every day. Now, it can even work for the formats also. Now, let's say 202 and 555 in bracket 0166. Ideally, this must be the format, but mistakenly they are given like this. Then what I need to do, instead of again changing again and again, you just give one, then Excel will understand for the remaining automatically. Or else, let's say 202 backward slash 555 backward slash in bracket 0166. No problem. When you start typing 202, Excel understood the flash fill and it has given you the remaining options. That means Flash fill even work for not only extracting and joining, it is also working for the format. Now, for example, date of birth is there. Many a times you'll get like in this format, especially when you are trying to download from different applications. Actually, this date is 11/3/1985. Friends, in which format you need to enter, that is based on your clock. In my clock here, it is DDMMYYY. So if yours is MMDDYYY, based on that, you should enter here. Now, 23/12/1981. What is the observation here? While I am typing the second one, Excel is not predicting. Okay, that means, or else Excel is very complex in predicting, though it has predicted something, but it is very complex. Excel is expecting me to enter more items. So instead, what I can simply do, just click this, or else go to the home tab, go to the fill, click this, or else select these two, drag it down. Okay, click this, or else what is the shortcut? Go here, Control plus E. Absolutely. Check it out. Everything is correct. Okay, don't look here. Absolutely everything is fine. Now this is the way even for dates also it works. Now friends, let's start looking to the code. Okay, I'm sorry, this must be something. Okay, now look into this fourth example. Now I want to, this is a little complex. Check it out. Out of this entire text, numbers are there. I want to extract. Let's say while I'm doing the audit, in one column, there is a tally narration. In the tally narration, there is a check number or invoice number. How to extract only check number? Check number is a 6-digit number. Do you think the accountant keeps the tally narration exactly at the same position? No. If that is the case, very difficult to write the formula to extract 6-digit number. Now friends, check it out here. 5549. That means now Excel artificial intelligence started working that, oh, Sharon is trying to get number out of the previous column. When I start taking the next number, Excel is giving me the preview. Once I enter, I'll get my answer. Or else, after the number, last part, let me take it. CSUMJ right? If I start giving the second one, Excel beautifully understood that I am extracting everything after the second backward slash. Once I enter, it's giving you the answer automatically. Okay, very powerful, friends. I've given many things here. Okay, you can start taking here. So I'll only take the abbreviation. Let's say AP is there, then AA is there. Now it identified and it sorry, flash fill is not working. Control E. Why we looked at all the data next to your, oh, sorry. Now let's put this. Right now when I start putting AA, now when I put AK, now Control E, check it out. Absolutely, it is working. That's the way. If you see, only when one word is there, it is only taking the first one. Krishna only taking the first one, and so on. If still anyone having any question with respect to the flash fill, please let me know. Flash fill is very powerful. Let me tell you, very powerful, and it saves a lot of time, especially when we are trying to deal with huge data in our Excel. Anyone having any question, please let me know. What I do very quickly, let me save this file and let me send the, let me save this file, book 3, day 3, autofill as of now. How many of you are using 2013 version and above? Can you please confirm here? How many of you are using 2013 version and above? Go to the data tab. If you are having a flash fill, that means you are having 2013 and above. Venkatesh, you are using 2016, great. Any other? Any member? Satya, what is the version? Office 365 means that is by default you can find flash fill. Satya, can you please confirm what is the version you are using? Office 365, great. Sudhir, what version you are using? Office 365, great. Dhananjay garu, can you please confirm what is the version you are using? Sudhir, Office 365, great. Dhananjay, Teja, 2013, wonderful. You all can use the flash fill. So what I'll do quickly to have the basic data, I'll upload this file. Vinath 2019, very great. Dhananjay sir, are you available? Yeah, you are using 2016, great. What I'm doing, just for the quick working, I'm sending this flash fill to you, okay, so that you can immediately start working for 5 minutes, then we'll resume the session. Everyone take 5 minutes and start looking into these concepts. I uploaded one file named Flashfill. Please download it and quickly cross-check yourself whether Flashfill is working properly or not. Please. 5 minutes. Friends, are you done? Can we start? Great. Yeah. Now, this is what about autofill and flash fill. Now, I think, in fact, the very important thing in today's session we have covered is custom list. Okay, so I'm sure you all might have tried that. Now, let us try to look into the date concepts. Okay, very important concept you must concentrate. Friends, for example, if I keep something in today's date format, before even going into that, let me explain you, okay, how to convert. Many a times we'll get, this is fine, 14/11/2019. But if I put 11/14/2019, there's a lot of difference. Check it out. When I put 14-11-2019, when I expand this, Excel by default consider it as a number. How do you know that? Numbers by default align it towards the right side. When I drag this, by default left side. So this is number and this is text, right? Don't confuse. Why? Because mine is a format DDMMYYYY. Excel is saying, Sharon, I did not understand how you got 14th month. So that's the reason it has turned everything into the text. So let me explain you two small functions. Okay, friends, just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Friends, sorry. So this is a text and this is the number. Now let us first try to understand how to convert this MMDD maybe in your system it may be MMDD but we are not realizing that and we started looking into the dates and everything the format may change and this is fine. You will not get the confusion because it purely turned this into the number and this turned into the text. Let's say there is a situation 7/6/2019. You know what is your intention of writing this? Your intention may be June 7th, because you are always thinking DD Because your system format is MMDD, it will consider it as a July 6th. If, okay, computer format, date format is MMYYY, then Excel understands this as 7th June 2019. That's fine, no problem. But if other way around, if computer date format, if the format is MMDDYYY, then Excel understands this as 6th July 2019. I hope you're following me. So that's the reason it's very important how to look into your system. Based on this, the entire thing will change. I know your question, Sharon, and also there's a possibility many a times. In my case, if I put a number and if I convert this into comma format, by default, it is taking lakhs, right? It's not into crores. But in your case, it may be into millions, right? In my case, it is into lakhs in Indian format. But in your case, some of the cases, maybe it is into, okay, million. If that is the case, how to change it? Earlier, if it is old OS, you are having directly once you go here itself, there is an option, clock settings. Now what I need to do, I should go to the control panel or else go to the start, search for time and date setting. I'm just started searching for time. It's, let me start searching for date. Then are you finding date and clock, world time zone? Oh, no. Yeah. Are you finding date and time settings? Yes. Now, once I click this, it will take you into the control panel. Friends, interface may little change OS to OS and version to version. Mine is Windows 10. If yours is something different, maybe it is a different place. Okay, then click this date and time. Then are you finding date, time, and regional settings? Click this. Then are you finding additional date, time, regional settings? Click this. Okay, then change date, time, number formats. Click this. Now, what you are looking for? When you are taking English India, by default, it is MMDD YYYY. When you by default take English USA, let me take United States, then it has taken MDY. Now let me apply this, and now let me click this. Now, have you seen this? Now it has changed it to 11/14/2019. If already it is like this, now also let's go to my Excel. Now let's start looking into this. In the earlier case, see, this is Excel is understanding now. Automatically it got changed, but this is something. If I put enter, Excel also understood this. Why? Because now Excel understood the meaning of 11 and 14 is nothing but the day. Now this is no more a text, this is a number. And also, if you check it out here, because earlier I've taken 7 backward slash 6. Since you changed the clock, the existing all dates it has changed automatically. Okay, so that is the way it happens. Now what I'll be doing, let's go back to the same thing. Now go back to the same. I don't want English United States. Let's go to English India. This is one thing to convert your MMDD YYYY format to the normal, right? Now let's go to the additional settings. This is for the numbers. As of now, mine into grouping like this. I want my grouping must be like this. And also, if I go here and my digit grouping, I want it must be like this, right? And time and date format, this anyway, we already taken care. Now, let me just apply, right? Let me click OK. Now, if I go back to my Excel, earlier it was into lakhs, right? Now, let me try to take this. See, it's into millions now. Okay, now what I need to do, I should go back to the same thing, date and time, additional settings. Then let me take this back to grouping into lakhs, right? Let's go here. Let's, this fine decimal, my grouping must be lakhs. Okay, apply, click OK, apply, click OK, and close it. So in the control panel, control under clock and region, you need to click the region in this based, okay, whatever the options are given based on which you can change it. That is the way. If anyone having any questions, still please let me know. This is now pure text again, because now mine is DDMM format. MM is 14 year, 14 is not there in the months. So Excel is giving me as a text. I hope everyone understood this concept. Now let me go a little further into our Excel concepts of date. When I put today's date, 14/11/2019, by default, it is understanding it as a date format. But what I told you, Excel only remembers 3 things. Excel only understands 3 things: numbers, text, Boolean value. Then this must be something out of those 3. Now what it is, we'll try to understand. 15/11/2019, let's have given tomorrow's date, day after tomorrow, and so on. When I select all these 3, just now what I told you, when you enter something into a date format, Excel display with the format. If I can remove the format, then I can see the background value of this particular date. How to remove the format? Either you can go here, click general, or else Are you finding eraser symbol here? Clear. Delete everything in a cell or removes just formatting, contents, comments, or hyperlinks. What I want to remove? Formats. Click this. See, today's date 14/11/2019 means okay 43,783 and 15/11/2019 means 43,784. And are you finding there is a logic here? Okay. Now 16/11/2019 means 43,785. Yes, there is a logic. What is the logic? When a day is increasing, one number added to the previous number. One added to the previous number. Yes or no? Now I can guess easily what is the number for 17/11/2019. Simple. 43,786. So with this logic, can I conclude a rule that date is nothing but a serial number? Can I do that? Yes. But when I say the serial number has to start. Then what is the starting point? Start of the serial number. Start of the serial number. That must be always 1. Then what is the meaning of 1? Then 1 means, see, I need to go back to 43,785 days so that I'll get to know the meaning of 1. But for me, it's very difficult to go back those many days because we don't have that much time. So let me go here. I'll remove the format. I'll convert this into short date format so that this 1 converts into a date format. So the starting base Excel date format date is nothing but 1st January 1900 for which Excel allocated 1. Then 2 means very simple. 2nd January 1900. 3 means 3rd January 1900 and so on. Now I can conclude a rule that Excel date system Excel date system started with 1st January 1900 allocating the serial number 1. If one day is increasing, if the day moves positive, then number also increasing accordingly. Now you can do anything. For example, 15th August 1947 or Independence Day. I want to know which number it is. Starting from 1st January to 1900 till 15th August 1947, these many days are there, 17,384 days. Friends, that is the reason we don't write a very great formula just to have, that's the reason we don't write very great formula to have the number of days difference between two dates. For example, I want to know what is the age of my, okay, or else age of any of my laptop. I bought my laptop, uh, let's say 7th January 2019. And today is 14/11/2019. How many days age is there? Simple. This minus this. Why? Because this is a number as per Excel. This is also a number. Higher number minus lower number is a number. 311. But friends, there is a small difference. In maths, you can say that 5 to 10, 5 values are there. Equal to this minus this. The difference is 5. But in Excel, 5th January 2019 to 10th January 2019, you cannot say it is 5. How many days are there from 5th to 10th? 6 are there. So if you want to include both, you need to always put plus 1. Try to understand. In a maths, 10 minus 5, because I want to have a difference between 10 to 5, it is 5. But in dates, I want to consider both the dates. If that is the case, you have to put plus 1 because 5th January is also inclusive, 10th January is also inclusive. This is the way the date formats works on, right? Now we'll slowly start talking about the date related functions. One after other. Friends, tomorrow I'll cover about the rules of the functions, the very important topic. Don't miss it. Slowly we started going into the functions, right? Okay. Now, in Excel, there is a simple function names today. Before going into the functions, you must understand a couple of things. What are they? Function name must be valid, right? For every function, there is an objective. For every function, or else for some of the functions, there are limitations. In case of some functions, there are rules to follow. Every function having syntax. Syntax has arguments. Maximum number of arguments we can enter into any function is 255. But when in case the syntax is having dot dot dot, okay, don't confuse. We'll cover elaborately from tomorrow, but I'm just trying to give you a couple of things very important. Function name must be valid. You cannot put, let's say for example, to have a simple mean, because there's no function names mean in Excel, for which there is a function names average, like that. For every function, there is an objective. Okay. You must understand while working with a function, what this function does and why this function introduced. For some of the functions, there are limitations. Can you example one function where limitation is there? So many, if you ask me. VLOOKUP function, there is a limitation. It always look into the leftmost column. There is one more limitation. It always takes the first value out of the list. If the same value is repeating 2 times, VLOOKUP will not work. Find function is having limitation. It always finds from the left side. It always finds the first instance. Match function having a limitation. It is always taking first value if duplicates are there. Every function having its own limitation, right? So you must know before working with any function, is there any limitation in the function? Friends, my suggestion for all of you, don't by heart the functions, please. Understand the rules. Once you understand the rule, any function, same logic. Okay. In case of some of the functions, there are rules. I'll tell you the rule is basically, in the case of VLOOKUP function, the rule is the leftmost column must have always the values what you are looking for. That's a rule. Like that, every function having its own rules. Every function is having syntax. Syntax means what is the method you need to follow. That means I'll cover little elaborate. Syntax is basically our PAN number is having a syntax, right? PAN number ABEPU 6561A. Let's say this is a PAN number of some X person. This is having a proper syntax. What is the syntax? First to third digit must be A to Z. Then fourth digit must be either P, R, F, R, and so on. Fifth digit, anything between A to Z. Sixth to ninth digit, anything between 0 to 9. 10th digit must be between A to Z. This is the syntax. If anyone don't follow the syntax, what we say? We say it's an invalid PAN. Simple. If someone says A1, B2, C3, 4, 5, right? A, sorry, 3, 4, 5, A. Then this is an invalid syntax. Wrong PAN. Simple. That means when there is a syntax, we have to follow the syntax. In the same way, for every function, there is a syntax. Now let's try to understand. What is the meaning of the syntax? Syntax is nothing but letting user know how he should keep the arguments. Or else simply, syntax is nothing but sequence in which user should arrange the arguments. Very important thing. Arguments are basically means, this is a little technical word for you. Arguments are nothing but parameter to calculate a function. Parameter means an input. Parameter is nothing but an input. It's very simple. If you ask me, for example, if you want to log in into the Flipkart, log in Flipkart. Login Flipkart is having, can you directly just go to the website and it will automatically take you inside? No. If I want to log in the Flipkart, I should give my email ID or phone number, then password. Is it correct? That means then there is a button you have, sign in, okay, submit. Once you click the submit button, then it will take you inside. What is the meaning of it? That means if I want to execute the submit button, there are two parameters. One is email and one is password. Instead of email, if you keep a name, do you think it accept? No, because it's an invalid parameter. In the same way, in the syntax we should enter, in the syntax we should always enter valid arguments. In case of invalid argument, formula results what? Can anyone tell? Value error. Value error will come in case of invalid arguments. Okay. This is the way we try to understand the functions. Okay. Let me have a very quick recap and tell you the meaning of each and everything. Function name must be valid. You must know which function is for what. That is an objective. For some of the functions, there are limitations. You must understand the limitations. In case of some functions, in case of some functions, there are rules to follow. Every function is having a syntax. Syntax has arguments. Maximum number of syntax where your syntax is having dot 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 is 255. It is exactly like our PAN number. Syntax is nothing but a sequence in which users should arrange the arguments. Arguments are nothing but the parameters to calculate a function. Parameter is nothing but an input. It is like exactly our Flipkart example. In the syntax, we should always enter valid arguments. In case of invalid arguments, formula results value error. Okay. Same way, friends, if I let's try to cross check. There are two values are there. I have entered something here and something here. Once I click submit, then Excel will go back to the database. Excel start looking into the database and cross check whether these two are there or not. If it is matching, it allow you. Let's say there is one more text box is there which is not required actually, but I entered. If I click submit, do you think Excel will go to the database and so on? No, because Excel is asking two parameters, but you entered extra parameters, so Excel will not work. In the same way, the Flipkart example, when I put these two parameters and submit, it will go back to the database, look into that. If it is available, display. Let's say if I entered only email, I have not entered password. If I submit, do you think Excel will go back to the data? Sorry, your Flipkart will go back to the database and look for this email ID? No. Why? This process will happen only if you enter both the parameters. So why I'm covering that, in the syntax, we do have, in the syntax, there are mandatory arguments and There may be optional arguments. Optional argument means you can ignore, can be ignored. Even we ignore optional argument, Excel calculates the function. But mandatory arguments are must. If we ignore mandatory argument, what will happen? Can anyone tell? Excel will not calculate at all. Okay, calculation happens when, in this Flipkart example, calculation happens if I put both the parameters. If I just keep email and submit, click the button submit, Excel will not perform at all. Excel will simply say a pop-up stating that Mr. Sharan, there are two items you need to enter here, email and password. You just entered one, which will not work. As simple as it. In the same way here, let me give you an example to understand this concept. Equal to sum function. Now let's look into the syntax. Number one, comma, number two. What is number two? That is an identification that it's an optional argument. Optional arguments covered with square brackets. Syntax. Okay. Now equal to sum. Now can you tell me how many arguments can be entered here? You can enter n number of arguments. Okay, don't confuse. Yeah, I just want to take the snap of it. Okay, anyway, I'll extract this syntax later because it's very, again, I have to take a print screen through which I have to take it. Okay, so now if you look into the syntax, number one, is it in the square bracket? No, it's not in the square bracket. What is the meaning of it? That means this is mandatory. So some function is having, I think this, just give me one sec. Anyway, I need to have an extract of the syntax. Yeah, now I'll take the snap of it so that you can understand. Yeah. Now let me put here. Now if you observe the sum function is a valid function in Excel. That's the first thing. Sum syntax is, if you observe carefully, sum open bracket, number one, not in the square bracket, in the square bracket, number two, then comma, dot, dot, dot. Every piece is important here. You must concentrate very carefully. Number one argument is not in square bracket, means it is mandatory. Number two argument is in square bracket, means it is optional. Friends, when sequence of 10 arguments are there, you never find second one is optional, third argument is mandatory. No, if some of the optional argument is there, from that argument every argument is optional. Okay, obviously that makes sense. Otherwise, how can, if I ignore second argument, whatever I enter third argument, that becomes a second argument, right? Why? Because each argument is separated with a comma. Oh, very important. Syntax as argument, each argument Tomorrow I'll give you one PDF copy having all the rules, but just for the understanding I'm keeping here. Each argument must be separated with comma, as simple as it. Now friends, now in this case, if I want to work with the sum function, at least I need to give one argument. And since syntax is having tax is ends with dot dot dot, means what is the meaning of it? Means we can enter n number of 255 arguments anywhere in Excel, in any function where you have dot dot dot. That means maximum number of arguments you can enter are 255 only. So in other way around, sum is having one mandatory argument and 254 optional arguments. Yes or no? Correct. What is the meaning of it? Sum only works if you give at least one mandatory argument. If I don't give mandatory argument, equal to sum, open bracket, close bracket. This is like a Flipkart example. If you just give a name and ask Flipkart to sign in, Flipkart will stop you. It will not process. Mr. Charan, at least you need to enter two parameters, but you entered only one parameter. But in this case, if I enter, you will get a pop-up which is an error stating that Mr. Sharon, at least you need to enter one argument, but even you are ignoring and trying to enter. I'm sorry, I cannot work on this. This is the error it shows in case whenever I'm trying to take, okay, whenever I'm trying to enter less than the mandatory number of arguments. Control C. Let's click OK. In this case, this is the error. Carefully try to understand. Now, I think I've covered one more function. What is that function? Equal to exact is the function. Yes or no? How many arguments are there? Can anyone tell in the exact function? Two arguments are there. Just bear with me again, please. One sec. If I keep the screenshots properly, if you later revise these notes, you can understand each and every point. Otherwise, probably you may miss. Now, friends. Now, can you tell me what is the meaning of this? Now, let me put the same thing somewhere here, like our sum function. What is the meaning of it? Exact function is a valid function as per Excel. Exact syntax is exact, open bracket, text1, comma, one, comma, text2. I'm going little slow because these all are the rules. Rules always you need to learn, okay, in slow pace. Once you understand the rules and logics, I'm sure you can play with Excel. Now, what is the meaning of it? Text1 as well as text2 is not in square brackets, meaning both are mandatory. So, based on that, if I conclude, exact is having how many arguments? Two arguments, and both are mandatory. Try to understand. Now, if I'm trying to write a formula equal to exact, text one, let me put one text A, text two, B. Normally, if you enter, I'm sure your answer is, what is the answer? Can you tell me? The answer is a false because A is not matching with B. But now if I put in this case, what is the answer? Same pop-up, whatever you found. What did he say? You entered very few arguments than what is required. Because Excel is asking two, but you entered only one, which is wrong. And one more way is there, one more other way around is there. For example, if I put equal to exact A comma B comma C, can you tell me what Excel is going to display? These two cases are same, but this case is wrong. Why? Because in this case, I entered more than the mandatory arguments what is required. Excel will not perform. Stop. This time, the wordings are little different. You entered so many arguments than required. Control C. That means why I've taken this example. When you start writing the formula, if you are getting a pop-up means fundamentally you are wrong. If you are getting, even in this case, you will get the same error because it's a very few arguments you entered in this function. Okay, so when you are getting a pop-up, the meaning is you are fundamentally wrong with respect to the formula. Excel is saying, Sharon, only I can process if you give me minimum parameters which are required. But in your case, what you are trying to tell, you are saying that you are entering less than the mandatory arguments. Then how can I calculate? I will not calculate. First, I'll throw you an error stating that you entered very few arguments or you entered so many arguments. So pop-up only comes one time only in Excel. Excel formula displays pop-up in only two instances. What is that? Okay. In case of less arguments entered than mandatory minimum arguments. Okay. Or else in case of more arguments entered than mandatory. That's the case where we get the error pop-ups, right? In other cases, I'll tell you whenever the pop-up comes. This is the way we should understand. And also, one more thing we should know, every function calculates, right? User must understand the result type because in Excel, some of the functions results, let me take this separately as a concept at the bottom. Okay, now we understood about arguments and so on. Now let us try to understand argument must be always either a number or text or boolean value. As I said, your Excel will entirely roam around this. You are not having anything excess. Okay, so if you understand all these three concepts, I'm sure you can solve anything in Excel. Your argument must be either a number or a text or a boolean value, anything. Okay. Right. Result of the formula, we entered a formula, right? Result of the formula must be either a number or a text or any boolean value. Can you give me an example functions which results always number? Can you give me an example of functions which results always number? Sum function, right? Because it always results a number. Average function, count function, then max function, min function, round function, len function will give you the length of the cell. Then so many functions. If you start writing all financial functions, NPV, XNPV, PV, FV, IRR, XIRR, then present value, future value, then PMT, that means equated installment. All financial functions always results number only, like this and number, etc. Okay. Now let us take an example of the functions which results always text. Can you give me an example? Anyone? Left function always results a text. Right function, I'll cover all these functions, don't worry. Just for the example sake, I'm covering. Okay, right function, mid function, then replace function, substitute function, text function, concatenate function, character function, etc. Like this, you can put n number. Can you tell me what functions results me always Boolean value? Example functions which results always Boolean value. Can anyone tell me an example? I think I've already covered one function. Exact function always results Boolean value. And function, R function, then yeah, I already covered exact and R, is number. There are a bunch of functions names. Is text, is logical, is odd, okay, is even. These all function results always Boolean value. That means either true or false. Like this, you can put a number. Always. Okay, so here the word important is always. Now, the last important one. Can you give example functions which results anything? Results any value. That means either number or text or Boolean value. Anyone? VLOOKUP function, because in the VLOOKUP function, whatever there in the cell, it will extract. Then HLOOKUP function, offset function, if function, wonderful, if error, index function, indirect function, transpose function. See, like this, you can put n number of example. In these functions, the result can be anything based on a value which is there in the cell. Okay, so your function must result either a number or a text or a Boolean value. Other than these three, the function also results errors, right? Can you tell me which type of errors you have in your Excel? Anyone? Also results error. Okay, value error we have, name error we have, sorry. Then we have div divided by 0 error. Then we have num error. Then we have, I'll cover all these errors elaborately in the later sessions. I'm just giving you a glance of today's session, the autofill, flash fill, date concepts, then introduction to the rules. So that from tomorrow slowly we'll start the date functions, then we'll start looking into the conditional sum functions, we'll start doing couple of assignments with respect to the wildcards and so on. Okay, then you have an error, Then what other functions you have? What other errors? Ref error, spill error introduced in Office 365 2019. You have even the field error also, right? These two introduced in you'll get to know introduced Office 365 or 2019 version. Okay, these all are there since many years. There is a peculiarity. The only function, only error ends with question mark. We know the reason, right? Excel is questioning back to the user which name you entered because it's not a proper text or a proper name. The only error ends with nothing. Nothing is not available error because this is an information. You're trying to extract something from a master data by using a VLOOKUP function. If that is not available, simply it is not available. It's an information, but it's a question. Excel is questioning the user. Okay, in this case, Excel is giving the information. That's the reason it ends with nothing. Remaining all, why exclamation mark? Because Excel is with a surprise. Sharon, somewhere you entered wrong in the formula. Just check it out. Okay, because I went somewhere wrong. So that's the reason it is an exclamation mark. So we can understand in our process when name error will come. Name error already covered. Value error I have covered. When any error will come. When null error will come. Num error will come, and so on. This is about the basic introduction and the dates. If I can keep rules of functions. Okay, friends, tomorrow don't miss the session, gonna be very important. I'll give you the list of rules of functions and formula. Then I'll tell you different types of formulas. Can you tell me how many types of formula we have? Two types. What are they? Normal formula, array formulas. Okay, arrays is one of the very important concept from this batch. I wanna cover at least 1 or 2 days. We cover with a lot of examples. So different types of formula. Then we'll start understanding the date functions. I'll start covering the date functions. This is what the topic which I'll be covering tomorrow. And let me put today's topic. Then today I covered sorry, excuse me. Expressions assignment. We have covered one assignment. Then we covered elaborately the autofill feature, including custom list. Then we understood the flash fill feature. Then we understood the date concept. Then we understood the rules of functions. Okay, this is what I have covered today, and these are the topics which I'll be covering tomorrow. Till here, if anyone having any question, please let me know. Venkatesh, you said today morning that you are having some question. You want to speak now? You can unmute from your end. I think there is some. Uh, yeah, Venkatesh, can you speak now?
So are you hear me now? Hello.
I
Sir,
cannot
are you
hear
here?
your voice. Can anyone hear the Venkatesh voice in the session?
Sir, are you hear me now? Hello.
Oh, but I'm not hearing the Venkatesh voice.
Maybe I think you put in a
I'm sorry. I
mute.
think I need to do something from my end. It's a problem from my end, is it?
I think you are here now, right?
Venkatesh, still somehow I'm not hearing your voice. I don't know why. One sec, one sec. Venkatesh, can you speak now?
Yes, I'm here. Are you hear me now? Hello?
No, I'm not finding it. One sec. I'm just checking out from my end. Is there anything which I'm missing? I think everyone is hearing your voice. Venkatesh, if you don't mind, so tomorrow anyway, I'll look into the technicality of this volume. Can
Okay,
you
okay.
put the
No.
question in the chat box so that everyone will read and convey me? Can anyone speak? Other person can you can unmute and speak. I'm just surprising why your voice I'm not getting. Can anyone explain the Venkatesh question? Is it only the problem with Venkatesh or everyone? Vinath, seems you unmute.
No, I'm
Okay, no luck from my end. Still, I'm not getting the voice. Yeah, Venkatesh, you can keep the question in the chat box if possible. I understood that you're having an issue with the PDF. You can start typing the question, then we'll see. I can't able to copy the PDF files as exactly the Excel format. We'll do one thing, Venkatesh. Okay, now once I disconnect the session, then I can connect you offline. Then we'll try to see that, and tomorrow I'll give the same thing to everyone. Okay, is that fine? Tomorrow I'll check it out exactly what is the problem from my end. Let me close this Excel file. Friends, be online for another couple of minutes because I'll be uploading the material. Yeah, Vinith, I'll explain the same thing again to you also tomorrow, or else I'll send the file again. Yesterday's assignment related you are talking about, is it? Now let me take flash fill. I already covered. Yeah, today's session is not just autofill, and date concepts and rules of functions. Tomorrow, in the first 5 minutes, I'll cover the example which I've covered yesterday. Okay, the same assignment I'll cover again for initial 5 minutes. I request you to be there on time by 6:30. Okay, yeah, autofill, and let me take the master data of shortcuts. Yeah, friends, I uploaded the files. You can download it from your end. And today morning also I uploaded what I think I missed in morning can be made up from file. Yes, I've made it elaborately. You can get it from the file, no problem. If any question is there anytime, you can ping me in the WhatsApp. I request everyone to download the files, please.